How it all started. In early 1939, an odd letter arrived at the office of the Nazi Party Chancellery from a German man and Nazi loyalist named Richard Kretschmar. He was trying to contact Hitler directly in hopes of gaining clearance to legally euthanize his own son, Gerhard, who had been born just a few months earlier with severe and incurable physical and mental disabilities, including missing limbs, blindness, and convulsions. The original medical records are lost and second-hand accounts vary. Kretschmar asked Hitler to let him have this monster put down. Hitler then sent his own physician, Dr. Karl Brandt, to look into the case. On inspection, Brandt decided the diagnosis had been correct, that he was an idiot and there was no hope for improvement. Thus, Gerhard was killed by lethal injection on July 25, 1939. His death certificate stated the cause of death as heart weakness.
An official would have to fill out a form that included a section for describing physical or other observed defects that the child might have. 3 doctors would then review the forms, without any of them actually examining the patients themselves, and mark it with a cross if they thought the child should be killed. 2 out of 3 crosses were enough to warrant the removal of the child from their home, under the guise of helping them get medical attention and then killing them. Action T4 was born. According to Hitler's chancellery, Director Philipp Buehler and physician Karl Brandt led the killing operation. Under their leadership, T4 operatives established 6 gassing installations for adults as part of the euthanasia action.
I, Dr. Karl Franz Friedrich Brandt, being duly sworn, depose and states, I was born on the 8th of January, 1904, at Mulhausen, Germany. I studied medicine at Jena, Freiburg, Munich, and Berlin, and passed my state examination in Freiburg in 1928. Thereafter, I became an assistant at the Bergmannschule Hospital in Bochum, later at the surgical clinic of the University of Berlin.
Beginning in the late 1939, this center was operated as one of the 6 major centers for the Acton T4 program, which is a secret sterilization and euthanasia center in Nazi Germany. Nearly 15,000 Germans were killed here, including thousands of citizens and children. And I was charged as an accomplice to murder in at least 120 cases and was sentenced to 8 years in prison for each death. However, I only served 8 years out of my entire sentence.
The program aimed to eliminate what eugenicists and their supporters considered life unworthy of life. Those individuals who, they believed, because of severe psychiatric, neurological, or physical disabilities, represented both a genetic and a financial burden on both German society and the state.
Within hours of their arrival at such centers, these victims perished in the gas chambers. These chambers, disguised as shower facilities, used carbon monoxide gas to poison these victims and burn the bodies in the crematorium attached to the gas facilities. Other workers took the ashes of the cremated victims from a common pile and placed them in urns to send to the relatives of these families. These families would receive an urn along with a death certificate and other documentation listed a fictive cause and a date of death.
I took my child to the hospital for treatment, and 2 weeks later, all I got back was an urn with ashes. They said my child died of pneumonia, but I saw them 3 days ago, and she was fine.
Adolf Hitler initiated the program, and he officially agreed to halt it in August 1941, after somewhere between 90,000 and 300,000 people had been murdered. Virtually all of the victims were German or Austrian, and nearly half of them had been children. Killings continued covertly until the military defeat of Nazi Germany.
Just after the war, Philipp Buehler committed suicide after being captured. Meanwhile, the so-called doctor's trial of 1946-47 saw the International Military Tribunal sentence several Nazi doctors to death.
The T4 camps also initiated the use of patients in this program to run medical experiments on.
Today, a memorial stands near the former site of the Action T4 program headquarters in Berlin, where Nazi officials organized a mass killing like few the world has ever seen.